All right. So I normally don't do this, but this is like that other video today was about like the 5th run at it, just because, I don't know, I kept, missing one digit on it, and, I had to redo the spreadsheet, redo the graphics, or the graphs, and, even after that, it was like $7 off, but, every, everything is everything, so, in order to do it right, did it right. So neither here nor there, so we'll give this one another run too to see if I can do it any better. And maybe not say, every 5 seconds. But, yeah, I was talking with one of my friends at work the other day, and he was bringing up, like what I would think, the founders of our country would think about the current economic situation, and, even as, well, there's one right there, but, like an immigrant or something coming to, on a work visa or something, which is a decent portion of Amazon's labor force in the fulfillment centers. What they would think about the current economic situation. So first off and foremost, capitalism is by far the best socioeconomic system. However, that's not to say it's, not without its own apparent and evident pitfalls. It's a compounding advantage for those that were born with money. Ever-increasing difficulty of upward mobility for those without. Trading time for money. Increasing cost of higher education with the associated loans not subject to bankruptcy. Meaning that, whatever happens, those loans are pretty much stuck with you. And then the ratio of jobs to people, the ratio of jobs to people that actually have a chance at a higher pay to justify that higher education is not that great. So, plus dictations of working conditions down the line. And then the lack of incentive to put just about anything ahead of profits or share prices. So those are the predictable and evident pitfalls. And let's look at kind of the result of that after, this long in our experiment here. So we are the richest country in the history of humanity on the face of the planet, but the wealth is tied up with the richest 10%. So, it's, where is that? Well, it's 67 point something. I must have that further down the line here, but 67% of the wealth is tied up with 10% of the population. So 0.1% of the population holds 13.8% of the wealth. 0.9% of the population holds 17% of the wealth. 9% of the population holds 36.4% of the wealth. So just under 2/3 of our total wealth is controlled by 10% of the population. 40% of the population holds 30.3% of the wealth. That would be the middle to upper class. And then 50% of the population shares 2.5% of the wealth. And Johnny Harris put out a video summarizing or visualizing what the different standards of living actually look like. I'll try to link that, in the description. I thought he did a really good job with that. But yeah, no, so earlier this week, a friend of mine and I were talking about, what the founders of our country would think. And, our democratic republic was designed to work for its citizens. It was formed after economic factors became intolerable. So Kings and queens are real visible and identifiable at the top of a power structure, but a handful of people with the resources to lobby our elected officials and manipulate policy in their favor, little by little over a long enough time period. And we're going to see that in many forms of tax evasion, highest inequality from CEO to base level employee pay since before the Great Depression. So hopefully that's not going to be a relevant thing, but not to mention like corporations getting things like, tax breaks to, bring jobs to an area that they were already going to, interested in, setting up a site at. And then reinvesting of profits into, share buybacks and, growth instead of paying tax or fairly valuing employees' contributions to the corporation's success. Excuse me. But yeah, check out, Robert Reich's videos. I've been surfing a few of those on the old Facebooks, and he was former President Bill Clinton's labor secretary. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. But yeah, it's been a long time since people with decision-making power have been subject to the economy as the average person is. So things like market failures, stagnant wages, inflationary cycles, trade wars. I mean, instead of working to stay one step ahead of a handful of people hoarding 67.2% of the wealth, while they're actively working on finding gray areas and, amassing more wealth, we ought to stimulate the economy through, redistributing to all citizens through corrective measures. Giving power back to the people where it ought to be, while also stimulating the economy in a way that can't be manipulated. So, letting money back out into the market through all of the American citizens, as they spend money through every sector as they see fit. So, that's what I think we should do about it. How, the nuts and bolts of how that would come to be, and, the actual implementation thereof, still requires a lot of fleshing out. But I think we can all agree that, the richest country, on the face of the earth, should not have 50% of its population, sharing 2.5% of that wealth, while 67.2% of that wealth is tied up with 10% of the population. So, that is, where I'm going to leave that for today. Hope this video finds you well, and, cut.